Hey guys, Jake Biggie Mills here, and we're in the full swing of football season now. I did this last year. I'm going to do it again. We're going to run through Syracuse football's 2025 schedule. Finally, have some content to pop out here. High school football's going on. We covered a game last week. Carbondale and Lakeland. Lakeland took it to Carbondale. Very good video. Go check that out. And then tomorrow night we have a very big game. I'm going to announce it here. Scranton Prep and Loyola Blakefield out of Maryland. They're coming up here to Scranton to play them. So stay tuned. Follow us on X at TJPR. And here on the YouTube channel, we'll have a highlight video up from that game. So, yeah, we're in the midst of things. And high school football started last week. And now this week, we have week one of college football. And let me tell you, this is a exciting week one. And for Syracuse to be part of the slate of games is fantastic. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is, we're part of this whole kickoff thing. I don't know the last time we were part of anything special when it came to college football terms, but pretty exciting. Now, before I get into the schedule breakdown here, one thing I do want to say is this team is interesting. Obviously, we lost a lot from last year. We had a fantastic year last year. Schedule definitely helped in our favor. Some of those games that we lost, we shouldn't have, and then some of the ones that we won, I didn't expect us to win, like Pitt and Stanford. I don't think we should have lost to. That was and BC really. I mean, those were three games that I thought we'd win, and I didn't think we'd beat NC State. I didn't think we'd beat Miami. Obviously, no one did. Great game by I was there. Fantastic, best game I saw in that building ever. Even Virginia Tech that came into overtime. Um, that one even, and at the time Georgia Tech because they just beat Florida State the week before, and Florida State ended up being a flop. I mean, horrible year for FSU. But, it was at the time they were number 10 in the country, so I thought Georgia Tech was like, a top 10, 15 team. Syracuse is going to lose. So, kind of a little difference there. I did pick them to go 9-3 last year, I want to say, but completely different than what I expected. Did not expect the loss to Stanford and Pitt and for us to beat Miami and NC State. And I think that's what it was. I don't know for sure. But that was last year. This year's looking a little different. Fran Brown turned this program around. Like I said, he really did. But this year's going to be a true test because this schedule is the top five hardest schedule in all of FBS this year. So it's going to be a real test. And before I get into it, this is a statement that I think should be put out there, at least for me. I think this team's ceiling is 10-2, easily, and I'll get into those two losses obviously, but their floor is 6-6. So this season could either be a 6-6 season or a 10-2 season. I don't know, but let's get into it. First game this Saturday. I'm so excited. We're part of the full kickoff of college football at the neutral site. SEC loves doing that. Syracuse and against number 24 Tennessee. Now Tennessee is favored by, I think the spread is 14. I want to say, yeah, 13 and a half. I don't think that's gonna happen here. If you're betting, I would take Syracuse. I would take Tennessee not to cover. Um, the spread is definitely not what I think it is, and I think this game is going to be a little bit more shocking and closer than people anticipate. Tennessee, obviously being a playoff team last year, they did graduate quite a bit. They have a new quarterback in there. I believe it's the guy who played at UCLA last year, I want to say, and I heard Tennessee fans are not too crazy about him. And then Syracuse has Steve Angeli, who's the Notre Dame backup last year, who looked pretty good against Penn State last year when he got in. And frankly, if that drive with him never happened, they wouldn't have won the game, right? So he's got to be good for something. And then also Ricky Collins, I think him and Angeli are probably going to alternate a little bit because they're two different play styles realistically. Ricky Collins is more of like a playmaker, like flashy type of guy, and then Angeli's more of like a pocket guy, general of the offense, will get it out there, but isn't really a threat like Ricky Collins is. And again, the offense is different. Defense graduated a lot, and our run defense last year was not the best for what we had. I don't know how much better that's going to be this year, but they shouldn't be too bad, but I think this is still going to be a loss to Tennessee. I think we're going to start off 0-1. I wouldn't be shocked if we won, though. Like, genuinely, I would not be shocked if Syracuse won this game, but I don't think they do realistically. And I definitely don't think it's a 14-point spread, though. I don't think Tennessee covers. I think it's going to be really close, but Syracuse comes out on the losing side, unfortunately. So 0-1 there to start. And then the home opener, which I'm so excited to get back in the dome for a game. UConn is coming to Syracuse. Now, this game, I think it's gonna be a win. I do, but UConn, you better watch out. They won 9 games last year. Jim Mora Jr. turned that program around. I mean, unbelievable. UConn was, talking about getting rid of their football. People are saying get rid of UConn football. They won their bowl game and they won 9 games last year. So this is a good UConn team, but I think Syracuse does get the win though, 1-1 there, and then FCS Colgate, that should be a win. Nothing really to talk about there. Although we did struggle with Holy Cross last year, but a little bit. We won, but we struggled a little bit. But that would be a win there, 2-1, and then this is one of the two guaranteed losses of the year. This is probably our toughest game of the year. Yes, and I'm saying toughest game of the year. And you're gonna think I'm crazy because of where our second to last game is. This is at Clemson, who I think is going to be great this year. They have a fantastic game this upcoming Saturday against LSU. I'm so excited to watch that. We got a lot of great games. Texas, Ohio State. I mean, this is going to be this is one of the best week ones we've seen in a long time. But I think it's going to be a loss for the Orange, especially it being at Clemson. Clemson, they're going to be good this year. I just think it's gonna be a tough game, and I think they take the loss there. So 2-2 on the year. Then they're home against Duke. That should be a win. Duke will be not as good as people are going. I hear people say Duke's going to be solid this year. I disagree. I think they're going to be okay, but I don't think they're going to be too good. So I give them that one, 3-2 there on the year. And then they're at SMU. Now this game, SMU is another team that made the playoff last year. It's at SMU, a little bit far of a ride for Syracuse to go down to Texas there, but I don't know if SMU's gonna be as good as they were last year. They're still gonna be a solid program nonetheless, but I don't think they're gonna be at that level that they were last season. So I'm gonna give them that one as well. Um, yeah, I'm really in between on this one. I don't know. I I want to give them the win here, but I think with it being on the road. But I was shocked last year at Cal. I thought we were gonna lose to Cal last year because that's we usually have a trap game or two in there, and I thought that would have been our trap game there. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. This is probably gonna be a similar game to the Cal game last year, so that's gonna be 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, and then we're home against Pitt. Despite of what last year says, Pitt is gonna be just as good. Hopefully they can. I had some of the things I said about Pitt last year really backfired on me because Syracuse played one of the worst games ever last year at at Pitt. I remember that was a terrible night. Stopped watching after halftime. But I think this year, uh, I think Cuse does get them. I don't know. This one's another coin flip because I say it all the time, but Pitt could shock us and beat Syracuse. But I think that's one, 5-2 on the road at Georgia Tech. Now Georgia Tech is coming out for vengeance in this game. Georgia Tech, I think, is a great program. I think it's going to be another loss for us. Um, Georgia Tech last year we beat them in the dome, and Georgia Tech, like I said, they're going to be improved this year. It's a road game. I think this is going to be a loss for us. So that's I keep losing track of the record here, guys. I'm sorry. 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 5-3. Okay, and then we're home, 5-3, right? Yeah, 5-3. Um, I think this game here, UNC with Bill Belichick coming to the dome. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think we do beat them, so I give them that 6-3, and then we're at Miami. Miami, I don't think they're going to be as good as their preseason ranking is. They're number 10 right now. Um, but I still think this is going to be a loss for sure. It's on the road at Miami. Miami's going to come for vengeance after what we did last year. Same with Georgia Tech. But it is one of those games I think they do take the L in. I'm going to put them at 6-4 there. All right, now we get into our second guaranteed loss of the season at Notre Dame. I mean, this is a team that made the college football national championship last year, bringing back a lot. Marcus Freeman is a better looking person to look at than Brian Kelly was. Still hate Notre Dame, hate their guts. Sorry, but this is a good football program now. You have to have a little more respect for them. As much as I hate them, you have to. And I think this is going to be Syracuse's other guaranteed loss of the year. So 6-5 there, and then we end the year at home against Boston College. I don't know how we let that one slip last year, but it's not going to happen this time. BC is going to be I don't think they're going to be that good this year personally, so I'll give them that one. So 7-5. That's my prediction. 7-5 on the year. Losses coming to Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Miami, and Notre Dame. and our wins being UConn, Colgate, Duke, SMU, Pitt, and UNC and BC. So, yeah, 7-5. I think that's decently realistic. It's a hard schedule, and again, like I said, this team could go 10-2 or 6-6. Personally, they can, they can lose to UNC. They can even lose to Duke. I mean, this is, even some teams in here that aren't like, teams like, oh God, these guys made the college football playoff last year. Some of these teams are good, or like, they're gonna give Syracuse a hard time. Like I even think Duke's gonna give us a tough time. I don't think that's gonna be a blowout. I think the only blowout we really have this year is Colgate. I'm being honest. Um, like Pitt's gonna be a really great game. It always is, even when Syracuse isn't won majority of the last couple, but Pitt always plays us really well. BC even won't be a blowout. Like none of these games are going to be blowouts. Even our losses, maybe Clemson. Okay, maybe Clemson, but the other ones, like I don't think so. I think every game here is going to be very competitive. It's going to be a really exciting season. There's going to be a lot of great games, not a lot of blowouts and stuff. Especially some of these in conference games like Duke and UNC. Like I said, Pitt obviously that's going to be always good games, despite us not winning majority of the last couple. Um, Georgia Tech, even though it's a loss, that'll be a great game. I mean, none of these are really going to be blowouts except Colgate, and that's really about it. But yeah, so 7-5. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what you think of Syracuse this year. Are they gonna go, under 500, above 500, natty? I don't know. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, we're in the midst of football season now. I'm so excited. Let's go, baby. Go Orange.